In your life, you will encounter just a few moments where it seems like everything aligns so perfectly. And you could call it being in the right place at the right time, but ultimately, the decisions that you make in those moments has the ability to significantly impact the rest of your life. And when you look back on the choices that you made in those moments, it's either with gratitude or regret. All right, that was a little heavy. Let's lighten up the mood by playing a quick game that I'm sure you're all familiar with, okay? So what would you do for $1? What would you do for $10? What would you do for $100, $1,000, $10,000, or $100,000? I'm telling you right now, there's a lot that I probably would do for 100K, but I'm about to tell you about a guy who was built completely differently. So in the USA, there is a fast food Mexican chain restaurant called El Pollo Loco. So if you don't know, they're a step above Taco Bell, but they're a step below Chipotle. So this El Pollo Loco employee was working the drive-through window one day when he happened to have a 1 in a million chance encounter with this Instagram influencer called Razorclocks. Now, this Razorclocks guy, he has over 1 million followers on Instagram. Basically, his account is based around sports betting, influencing people to sports gamble. And on occasion, he visits fast food restaurants and tries to get the workers involved in the sports bets picks. So on this occasion, Razorclocks decided to conduct this random raw social experiment where he just rolled up to an El Pollo Loco drive-thru and offered the worker $100,000 to quit his job. And the worker essentially, after multiple attempts, refused to take the money, and he basically rejected the offer and refused to quit his job. But see for yourself.
Would you quit your job right now for $100,000 cash? I'm serious. I'm not joking. This is literally what I do, bro.
People here today. Otherwise,
You're not gonna quit because there's only 3 people working today? Bro, it's 100 grand, man. You can get another job whenever you want, but you gotta literally quit.
leave them like suffering.
Huh? What if you quit and just gave them a few grand or something?
I still feel bad.
I don't know if you think this is a joke. This is legit real money. You made this yesterday on the Nuggets and Timberwolves game. I just want to give out. And after a few more minutes of trying to convince him to quit, he just hands me my water cup and walks away. Last offer. No. I can't believe my eyes right now. He says he didn't want the coworkers to suffer. What? Bro, just give him like 10, 20 grand. They won't be suffering.
So obviously this video went viral on Instagram and on the internet, but it's the comments that perfectly exemplify exactly what you and I are both thinking. I bet his coworkers would have quit on him for that 100K. I 100% would have been that coworker that would have quit for 100K. I don't care. I would have just left. If I was his coworker, I'd be so mad. I'm not kidding. Genuinely, if I were in that restaurant, I don't care if there's only 3 of us. If my coworker was offered 100K to quit his job, I would be mad at him or her for not taking it. I don't care if I would have to have done his job and my job for the rest of the day. Bro makes 40K a year tops and denied 100K. That's crazy. And then someone responded to that comment saying 40K? Nope, more like 28 to 32K max. You know what's crazy? This is actually quite accurate. The highest state's minimum wage in the US is like $16 an hour. So that would technically equate to around 30K a year if he was working full time. So genuinely, this guy just turned down the equivalent of over 3 years worth of his salary. Like, that's actually insane when you really think about it. So obviously, as this post started to gain a lot of attention and it was going viral online, obviously the employer, El Pollo Loco, had to drop in a comment to commend this employee's dedication to the job. An outstanding representation of what it means to be in our loco familia. Loco familia, doesn't that mean like crazy family? I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know Spanish, but I'm sorry, but like, it's just like, great job, buddy. We appreciate you remaining at work at your basically minimum wage salary, right? Turning down 3 years worth of your earnings so that you can continue working in the restaurant and being part of the team. We appreciate you. You keep doing your job now. Great job. However, it's not all bad. There is a silver lining to this. So Dana White, the promoter for the UFC, okay, we love Dana here. He saw this post and he genuinely felt so moved by this coworker's dedication and loyalty to his team and the brand and the company that he decided to kind of throw his hat in the ring and chip in a little bit to reward this guy. That kid's got integrity. He's a good human. He cared that his co-workers would have suffered. I'm giving him 15K for being a badass, solid human. Good things happen to good people. And he actually followed through on that by sending somebody to the El Pollo Loco restaurant. I don't know how he located it, but he sent somebody there to give him 15K in cash. Yo, everyone loves Dana, but you gotta take this with a grain of salt because technically the week before, Dana White did literally get a FedEx worker fired after he posted this video online. Check this out.
FedEx. We'll get you there, but we'll it up.
It's like for some weird cosmic reason, this El Pollo Loco worker was destined to receive money regardless, whether it was the initial 100K or the 15K afterwards. The video went viral because Dana White needed to correct, getting somebody else fired. Either way, it just worked out for this guy. So back when I was in high school, right, one of my best friends, he was an Armenian dude, his name was Saro, right? I remember one time we were crossing the road after school and this lady hit him with her car, and it wasn't anything major. Like, she didn't actually injure him. It was like a little tap, to be honest, but she felt so bad about it that she literally emptied her wallet and tried to give him all the cash that she had. And he was like, no, lady, it's fine. And I was like, take it, man. What are you doing? Take the money. What's going on? So he refused to take the money. But then for weeks and weeks afterwards, he would keep coming up to me being like, take it, trying to mock me because I'm trying to encourage him to take the money, which I would have done in that situation. So when I think about this El Pollo Loco worker, the first thing that comes to my mind is that, like, why didn't he take the money? And you're going to have to help me out with this because I genuinely don't know, but I feel like it might be because he didn't believe what was actually happening was real. Maybe he thought that it was a trick or some kind of bait type situation where he was going to get made a fool of. Or maybe he potentially thought that this Razzaclox guy was some kind of mystery shopper, which a lot of retail locations have, but not restaurants, as to where the company sent him to test him. And so that was why he was saying, I don't want to leave my co-workers because there's only 3 of us. So in that sense, maybe he was just trying to represent the fact that he was a good worker in that situation. I think that's probably the best explanation for his actions there, because I think that even he, looking back at that, would have been like, if he had known what it genuinely was, he would have definitely taken the money. I don't think anybody wouldn't have. It's 3 years worth of your salary. And you know what else? Like, just think about what he could have done with that money. That's a life-changing amount of money. It's like, imagine turning down $100,000, right? That is equivalent to more than 3 years worth of your salary at a job, right? So then for the next 3 years, you're just going to be thinking about the fact that you turned down 100K and now you're basically working for the money that you could have had for free. And could you just imagine being in that kind of situation? And this is something else that I think is really important for me to say to anybody who might find themselves in this kind of situation or any similar type of situation. It doesn't necessarily have to mean that somebody offers you $100,000. But what I just want to say is that you have to put yourself first. You are the most important person in your life, okay? A business is a business. It's a capitalist entity within a capitalist economy, right? And in this society, a business has employees, and when an employee no longer works at the business just hires another employee, and it doesn't matter what reason the employee leaves the business. It could be in pursuit of a greater opportunity. It could be with notice or without notice. Obviously, it's more professional to give notice, but if you don't have the ability to do that, go if it's the best thing for you. But also, and this is sad, but if you died today, tomorrow, your employer would advertise your job position. And that's just the harsh reality of this. A business owner's obligation, first and foremost, is to the business and then to the employees. So as an employee, your first obligation or your primary obligation should be to yourself before the business, okay? Don't sacrifice significant growth opportunities in your life for the sake of your employer. You only get one shot. Do not miss your chance to blow. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime. And that's the bigger picture.